Hi everyone, Craig here presenting our Velo submission midpoint checkpoint for the Somnia Agentathon. This project is developed by three people, namely Shri, Eshan, and myself. And this video serves as a heads up on what's been happening, what's about to happen, and why this project. So, what is Velo, or rather, what does Velo seek to address? So, a little backstory. I love sports. And having experience working in a sports-centered environment some time back, one thing that I realized from that experience to TV to listening to sports-centered broadcasts is data is becoming a big thing. But data in sports is being focused on only the major sports or mainly, namely the mainline sports, namely soccer, football, maybe F1 and other sports. Yes, data is being focused, but it's not as big. And you tend to realize that over time data is becoming a big thing. This is more essentially for coaches to help them in the analysis to cut down that time, for athletes themselves, for sports fans alike. Data is becoming such a big thing. Velo sits at the intersection between the coach, the athlete, and the organization. So how does this sit? What do I mean by this? Many of these sports-centered apps are developed either in-house by the teams themselves or data brokers or other big companies. And this data tends to be closeted. So from my research, or rather our research in the internet, you tend to find that athletes do not have control of their own data. Those models being in-house, you don't many reports are very scanty, so you don't have method on how to score these models or how these models can be scored, their confidence. And also there's no proof of work that given tape was analyzed, digital proof of work, because we tend to see that many of these are reports, or rather coaches tend to broadcast this on a big screen and videotape sessions, just maybe like the NFL. They discuss an athletes tape performance based on the data that been given by their data person in that team. So there's no proof of work that this given tape was analyzed. So this attempt to going back to old tape that was already been analyzed, try to find new problems that you maybe found a solution earlier, but there was no proof of work on the same. So what do we bring? What does a solution, or rather, what does Velo do? Velo tends it's taking this data analysis approach for sports data, more so in tennis, from a point of verification, being on chain, and proof of work. All this is done possible through Web3. So there is a simple approach is this: a coach who has many players registers himself to our platform and his players, or rather, if a player is not registered, he sent an invite being onboarded to the coach's team. So a coach pays a fee to the first agent. When that fee is paid over the STT, the Somnia native token, the first agent does the work. What work is it? Analyze maybe an athlete's video. And a receipt is generated and there's a verifiable proof. The second agent proofreads that. Thus, now this receipt is signed and stored on chain with alongside the video in stored off chain. And an athlete is given an NFT record, or rather an on-chain record, that this video at this time was analyzed by these agents, and there's proof of work in that is being handled. And this is non-transferable because each athlete is unique, and based on athlete needs to have uh, an address, an EVM address. So this is tied to their EVM address, which is unique also. And this is all autonomous because we're making this up though so that agents, or rather down the line, a group of agents that are already approved can bid for the work, and based on the scoring system, or rather the native scoring system in the app, the best agent is awarded the work, and the whole process, as explained, can be done. So our system architecture, this is so far. So this system is developed across Hard Hat, Vim. They'll be having an off-chain database and also an agent detector or agent runner. So we have half a dozen contracts that have developed and tested, each doing different work. There's a Velo orchestrator, which is now to coordinate the job fee custody and receipt validation. There's the athlete SBT, the proof of work. There's the agent registry where, as I've said, down the line, you can, as data providers or agent trainers can set up their own agents, register in a platform, get registered, become discoverable on chain. There's a reputation score for each agent. There's a bounty extension for bidding. There's the agent runner, whose work is to listen to the Web3 side of things. Maybe a payment is being done, and also now start up the bid. An agent bids for this. Given this, now also they submit receipts back to the web app, which is the front end, such and such. So progress reports. So far, as you can see, the hard side of things has been accomplished and tested. We have written all these tests for the hard contracts. Half a dozen of them they've passed, but this does not mean the things are still over, as we believe code is meant to be iterative over time, so that code can be better and code is never final. Also, the web app, most of it is been designed through Figma and also the help of Replit. And also we have, through our design, we have also made the web app itself through Vim and deploy it on Vercel. There is now the testnet deployment that is remaining. We have already compiled and run the test. Now it's just putting on testnets on the network, getting the required CIDs and the addresses of our contracts. There's the agent runner, which is still in progress, and also there's the final submission details, like a proper video, a good set of slides, and also a bit of practice here and there, so that we can make our point more clearer. So, as I've said, many sports organizations are now becoming more data centric. So they're becoming sports/data centered organizations by themselves. But this presents the challenges of in-house models to be scored by their users themselves, be scored by themselves. As we do understand there's a human in the loop, but we tend to believe in terms of models and AI, more oversight is better. And because these are tend to be stored in many of these in-house databases, or rather in-house models, are stored in private servers set upon there, so it's not disclosed to the public, or rather it's not discoverable for even the athletes themselves to know that this video of mine was analyzed at this time, this was the energy that is involved, and this is a time report. So we are trying to open that gate to make the reports discoverable, that work discoverable, and also to improve the oversight on agents and AI involved in such industry. For this case, or is our target case studies. So our criteria for success is defined by what the Agentathon organizers have set, namely Somnia: functionality, agent-first device, innovation, and performance. So far, so good. As you can see, we have it's divided in half, two of which are strong. We believe they're strong. Others are still in progress because of not yet done with the coding, the testing, the design also in some. And also now the final test, you have the integration testing and such and such. So at the very end of the day, how will this project look like? We'll have a system. First, we deploy the contract based on addresses. We get that agent runner thing running, the database running, and other things that will develop along the way. We test this, we do a proper integration testing. We develop proper slides and proper video on this to explain our point. We also organize our code base better, because since it's a big monolith, we need to harmonize everything. And with this, we hope that Velo will become, if not one of the premier applications that cuts across Web3 and AI to analyze sports data, because this is a whole industry that needs to be unlocked for the purposes of the athletes, cost, and even fans ourselves, so that we can have agents that are discoverable. The athletes can have contention that they have proof of work, given videos done on the same, or they have proof of work of their property, which belongs to them, which are the videos. Also, the coaches can have proof of work of given work was done, saving on time, and also other benefits that this project we seek to provide to our potential users. With this, I can show you just two screens, namely how a deployed app is looking so far, and also maybe a little bit of our code base, the main branch. Other branches I can't share for now because they're quite messy, but our main branch is quite clean. So we'll start with going to cursor. So as I've said so far, we have the main app. Our main branch contains two folders. the hard hat, the contract side of things, and the web app. So as you can see, they have these contracts, 6 of them, a whole number of tests and other things involved. Then this is our web app. It's quite massive, not as massive, but everything is working so far for what we've developed and put in our main branch. Our web app so far, maybe a point to note, so far looks like this. Just a bit. So this is our landing page. You connect a wallet. All this is powered by Rion AppKit, which we quite have good experience with. Connect a wallet, get registered on the platform, choose as a coach and an athlete. So far from the banner above, we decided to put this banner so that we wide the web app to its entirety, but the web app functionality is dependent on us deploying those contracts and getting other things done. But from can take it from a word, you have access to every other thing. It's just this banner. You have put this up to tell you when you access this web app, the things that may not work because the other things that are needed. But our agent side of things, you can be listing a chain of agents over here, and the bounties are available. Or what a bounty is a coach puts a given task of a video analysis after it's paid, the bidding process, and the process that is explained can be done. So thank you so much. We hope that this update will tend to give things better light from the slides you're going to share. And also, if you have any questions, may it be on YouTube, may it be on our personal emails or other communication platforms, please feel free to ask. This is Craig from the Velo team. We are happy to share with this and looking forward to show you the complete thing at the very end of the day. Thank you.